Our President Donald J. Trump begins the day by asking Mexico to reauthorize a program that they put in place 4 years ago and claims that as a victory of his administration. And he ends the day by asking Canada to continue to put in place a border security program that they started during the Biden administration. Hey guys, my name's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and let's talk about the continued grift. On December 17th of last year, the Canadian government announced that they were enforcing and implementing a new $1.3 billion border security program, a program that included many different aspects. It's interesting to note that regardless of the claims of the Trump administration, the number one article in this new border plan that Canada put together was to stop the flow of fentanyl across the American border. And Canada did a lot to make this happen. They put new AI technology in place that not only recognized fentanyl when it crossed the border, but also the precursor chemicals that go into it. In addition to that, they almost tripled the number of drug-sniffing dogs on the border. And while Trump and his minions are crowing about the improved communication that's going to exist under this new border plan, what they fail to tell you is that in this program already put in place by the Canadian government last year during the Biden administration, they were creating over 2,000 offices across Canada to, guess what, improve communication with local, state, and federal officials on the U.S. side of the border. And I couldn't help but notice all the flowery language that the Trump administration is putting out about the massive amounts of helicopters, etc., that are going to be used on the Canadian border for the first time in history. Well, what Donald Trump and his minions didn't tell you is that the plan already implemented by Canada, the $1.3 billion plan that was implemented under the Biden administration, it already includes an increase in helicopters, drones, anti-technology, and anti-aircraft technology. You guessed it. Everything that Trump asked for in regard to the border security plan is already in the plan that the Canadian government put together in December of last year during the Biden administration. Something else that gave me quite a chuckle, if you won't mind, is the president calling out that Canada is finally going to make efforts to stop money laundering and other financial crimes between our two countries. There's a specific clause in the plan put together by Canada, the $1.3 billion plan implemented in December by the Biden administration, called the Proceeds of Crime, Money Laundering, and Terrorist Financing Act, PCM-LTFA. You guessed it. Everything Trump said was put in this plan today to stop money laundering and financial crimes were already in the plan that Canada put together last year. I guess the one thing that Trump does get is his borders are between Canada and the United States. But even that gave me a chuckle, because guess who the Canadians are thinking about putting in that borders are position? The person already responsible for the border program. The $1.3 billion border program implemented in December of last year during the Biden administration. I guess if you change the title, you meet the qualification, right? Listen, guys, can we just be honest for a minute? The tariffs were a bad idea from the beginning. Not only did they tank the futures markets, but they caused the markets to crash this morning. The futures prices of food were climbing drastically, and Trump was getting an earful from his rich friends in the finance markets. And on top of that, you had agricultural organization after agricultural organization reaching out to the new Trump administration to tell them this is going to be the death knell of small farmers and ranchers across the country. And you don't have to be a farmer or rancher to know which way these organizations lean. They lean Republican. And when your friends are filling your ear with bad news and bad tidings, you're going to cave to the pressure. And that's exactly what Trump did. But we all know Donald J. Trump. He's not ever going to eat crow, cooked or uncooked. So what did he do? He called the president of Mexico, he called the president of Canada, and he asked them to do something that they've already done. I can hear the chuckles in the room in both capitals of each country, while their aides sitting around their desk must have been laughing their asses off, listening to a tough and strong and sturdy Donald J. Trump ask them to do things that they've already done in real time. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Hey, everybody, my name's Will. That's the news from the Back 40, and I hope you have a great day.